This is ABC7 News at 11, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, I'm Jacqueline Matter. Thanks so much for joining us. It was National Night Out across America tonight, including right here on the Suncoast. Police departments in Holmes Beach, Northport, Sarasota, and many others brought the community together in a fun way. ABC7's Rick Adams has some of the highlights from that event in Sarasota.
Well, National Night Out is certainly family fun for everyone, from the obstacle course to all the other events. It's a chance for law enforcement to bond with the community.
I'm having so much fun that this is the best day of my life.
9-year-old Zariah joined many other kids and their parents in getting to know their police force in a fun way during National Night Out.
It's good for the community. It brings everybody together.
Sarasota resident James Major brought his 6 kids to this free event, including his 8-year-old son.
I'm having loads of fun. I like it here.
From the face painting to the demonstrations and everything in between, this event had something for everybody. Nate Brown brought along 60 kids from the Boys and Girls Club. He tells us he couldn't think of a better place to spend a Tuesday night.
I think it's very important for kids to have positive interactions with police officers so that they bond together and really trust one another, and it just builds up the community.
Sarasota's police chief was enjoying this day as well, especially handing out free Slurpee coupons to the kids. She tells us this event is a win-win for police and the community.
It helps us build relationships and actually have a good time with the people in our community while sharing crime prevention tips.
And everyone did have a great time here. The kids, the parents, and law enforcement are already looking forward to next year's National Night Out. Reporting from downtown Sarasota, I'm Rick Adams, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thank you so much, Rick. Now to Las Vegas and the stunning new images just released. The inside of the hotel room where the gunman carried out his rampage, plus the body cam footage showing the police response on the ground. And of course, the words from those victims lucky to be alive tonight. ABC's Lana Zach reports from Vegas.
Las Vegas is still in shock.
Seems surreal. It seems so bad nightmare to wake up from, but I just keep seeing it in my mind still, and it's just haunts me.
The survivors, many still in the hospital, are trying to make sense of it all.
Still hasn't fully hit me. Like it's kind of starting to, but not fully.
Investigators have updated the death toll now to 58 victims, among them Hannah Ehlers, a mother of 3, Charleston Hartfield, an off-duty police officer, and Navy veteran Christopher Roybal.
He went to combat and came back without being injured, and goes to a concert and dies.
And for the first time, we're seeing that night through the perspective of the police. Authorities releasing body cam footage from that night and piecing together the timeline.
He fired off and on for somewhere between 9 and 11 minutes.
They are also releasing chilling new details about what was happening on that room on the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Bay Hotel. You can see it here, ammunition and guns still on the floor. And in addition to what was happening inside, there's more information about what was taking place just outside that room.
There were 2 cameras located in the hallway so that the suspect could watch as law enforcement or security approached his room.
Investigators say they are very interested in hearing from the woman who lived with the shooter about what she may know. She was out of the country at the time, and tonight the investigators said they could not confirm if she was on her way back to the United States. Reporting from Las Vegas, Lana Zach, ABC News.
Well, we will continue to bring you coverage of the developments surrounding that mass shooting in Las Vegas. And remember, you can get instant alerts on breaking news by downloading our My Suncoast app. You'll get important news updates, weather forecasts, and traffic alerts delivered straight to the palm of your hand. A handful of people from the Sarasota-Manatee County area recently joined others from all over the country for the People's Congress of Resistance in Washington, D.C. Earlier tonight, a few of those involved with the mid-September trip discussed their experience with a small gathering of Suncoast residents. People's Congress of Resistance is a group of people from communities across America who are not pleased with the work Congress is doing. They gathered in the nation's capital recently with the thought that they can do a lot more than what lawmakers are presently doing.
Everybody kind of brought up the opportunities and things that they're working on in their communities, and then we all got together to talk about how we could support each other and work in solidarity.
The goal is to empower the people that do want to make change to take matters into their own hands, meaning serve their communities, fight in their communities.
Many of the issues discussed include racial justice, healthcare reform, climate justice, and income inequality. An alert this evening for those living in Bradenton. The city has issued a boil water notice for residents after the area experienced a loss of water pressure due to a power failure. As a precaution, all water used for drinking, cooking, making ice, brushing teeth, or washing dishes should be boiled. A rolling boil of 1 minute is sufficient enough. Now, this precautionary boil water notice will remain in effect until we're told that the water is safe to drink. Northport police are looking for the thieves who broke into a local business and stole half a dozen golf carts. The crime was caught on camera by a local Publix, where two Publix employees saw a cart on a trailer and thought something was a bit suspicious. They contacted police, and the owner of Caddy Carts verified that 6 of his carts had been stolen. The Northport Police Department is investigating, and anyone with information is being asked to contact the department. Weeks after Hurricane Irma hit Sarasota County, its impact can still be seen in front of thousands of homes. Sarasota County says it could take until December for the vegetative debris to all be picked up. The county expects to pick up 250,000 cubic yards of the debris over the next few months, but homeowners can speed up that process by putting small piles of debris out for Waste Management's weekly pickup. Trash collectors can pick up debris in trash cans weighing less than 40 pounds and bounds up to 4 feet wide.
Make sure that it's out in the open, it's not next to power poles, it's not near power lines, it's not over fire hydrants.
The county is renting 10 trucks from subcontractors to help speed up that pickup process, and those are expected to arrive in Sarasota County within the next week. Well, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan for a look at your first alert forecast. Bob?
Thanks, Jacqueline, and good evening, everyone. We are watching a couple of systems now in the tropics we're going to let you know about that could change and have an impact on our weather down the road. We're already seeing some of the impacts right now with those breezy conditions. We've had those all day long, and they'll continue again tomorrow. We have a high pressure ridge located to the north of us and a trough of low pressure line, if you will, that extends all the way through the Straits of Florida. These two factors coming into play with that high so close by and this low to the south of us. We're again trapped in between, and all that air is feeding right into this trough of low pressure. Right now, the National Hurricane Center giving this only a 10% chance of developing into something tropical over the next couple of days. We'll watch it nonetheless. Winds out of the northeast now very strong, especially out on the islands. Anna Maria at 26 miles an hour sustained right now. Siesta Key, you're at 21, and lesser amounts as you push further inland. Although right now at Placida, it's 22 miles an hour out of the northeast, and the same at Minnesota Beach. Venice, you're at 21. Now, there are some showers around, mainly down to our south. There's a few along the east coast as well. Not having much success making it all the way over to the west coast. It should stay relatively dry here tonight, and then a better chance of rain comes later this week. We're also watching this area of concern, and this looks like it has a much better chance developing into our next named storm, and already up to 70% chance of it becoming Nate before too long. Well, more on this and our weather for the weekend coming up in just a few minutes. Jacqueline.
All right, thank you, Bob. The Sarasota County School Board voting 5-0 tonight to approve the 1 mil tax referendum renewal every 4 years. Now, this means that the referendum will be brought to the voters in March of next year. But the board had split opinions on what to do leading up to that meeting tonight.
I believe that ultimately the whole purpose of a referendum is to have voter input to support something, and historically special elections result in incredibly low voter turnout. 2014 we had less than 16% voter turnout, and also there's an additional incurred cost to the district, which was $330,000 in 2014.
If we put it on in March, we do a campaign, everyone knows it's on there, everyone can vote, there's an absentee ballot. I've signed up for absentee ballots, so I automatically get a ballot. There's no reason, no one is being disenfranchised.
The board also voted 3-2 against amending the timing to 3 years, which would have brought it to the voters in the November general election. Straight ahead, Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your first alert forecast. Plus, new surveillance video shows the chilling moments before 30 people were injured in the Chelsea bombing attack last year. And big decisions being made regarding Florida's most prominent land preservation fund. Those stories when we come back.
Just go do it. Go do it.
If you're not in control, then who is? Live above the influence.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our autumn upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sunny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Listen to this important message. If you owe money to the IRS, you will want to hear this. Penalties and interest compound daily on your back taxes, putting you under a mountain of debt. Tax 10,000 has years of experience connecting people with tax resolution specialists. Working through the IRS Fresh Start program, they will handle all the necessary forms, and if you qualify, you may end up saving thousands of dollars. Call Tax 10,000 at 800-817-1064.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our autumn upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Well, you could certainly feel the winds picking up throughout the day today across the Suncoast.
Yeah. Breezy day today, and it looks like it's going to stick around too for the next couple of days at least, and maybe even beyond into the weekend. Let's check and see what's happening right now as far as the Van Wezel webcam goes. We had some clouds around today, a few brief showers at times, but it was breezy, and it looks like it will stay that way as a result of this trough of low pressure down to our south, as we explained earlier, and the high pressure located to the north of us. We're sandwiched in between the two, and it's a battle right between us, and that's the reason why we're getting that strong easterly fetch, if you will. And some showers down to our south. They've had wind gusts up to 40 to 50 miles an hour down here in the Straits of Florida. And some of the ship reports coming in with that. That's the tropical system that only has a 10% chance of developing into something over the next couple of days, and it's moving off to the west fairly quickly right now. But it is bringing us some moisture into at least South Florida. There's a little bit of dry air around in the mid to upper levels of the atmosphere. It'll stick around for one more day, and then the atmosphere will moisten back up again on Thursday, bringing with it a much better chance for some storms, and some of those could get heavy at times on and through Friday and into Saturday as well. Well, currently it's just windy for the most part, 77 degrees, the dew point at 70, that's comfortable, and winds are out of the east at 18. The pressure 30-13, actually rising right now, and that's a good sign as well. Today's high was 85, at 2 degrees below the average of 87, and 95 is the record for the state set back in 1959. 72 was right at the low temperature for this time of year. Well, only 2/100ths of an inch of rainfall at the Sarasota Bradenton Airport. We had a brief shower there, and for the month, just stuck at 3/100ths of an inch. We'll get much more than that, though, as I mentioned, in the upcoming days. Not so much tomorrow. Wednesday, highs will be into the upper 80s to right around 90 degrees. We'll have partly cloudy skies. That rain chance tomorrow at 20%. It's about 30 to 40% as you push further inland as a result of that strong easterly wind that'll have a tendency to catch some moisture on the Atlantic and whip it around towards central Florida, but it won't have enough to make it all the way over to this coast in a widespread fashion. But we will see a 20% chance for showers. Here's some forecast winds. Tomorrow, out of the east and northeast, up to 20 to 25 miles an hour at times, and that continues throughout the afternoon. So hold on to your hats. It's going to be a windy day on Wednesday and even into Thursday. A small craft advisory is in effect for the entire coastal waters of Florida at this point. Well, the bigger system that we're watching, as I mentioned earlier in the newscast, is this down here. This is becoming more and more organized, and the Hurricane Center now has bumped the chances of this developing into the next named storm to 70%, which is fairly significant. If you think about it, 70% chance of it developing into either a tropical depression or a tropical storm at this point, and it looks like it's a fairly good chance. If it does develop, it's going to work around the periphery of a high-pressure ridge located over the Atlantic now, and that will move off basically to the north. There are the chances now, a 50% chance in the next 2 days and a 70% chance in the next 5 days. Where it goes after it gets into the Gulf, there's still a lot of uncertainty. Right now, the European forecast model is still suggesting more of a east-central Gulf of Mexico slide, and then it gets picked up by a trough and carried off to the northeast. Even with this scenario, we would see an increasing chance of showers and storms here, and we have some very windy conditions. Nothing like a hurricane force or anything like that at this point, it looks like, but we'll have to watch it nonetheless. Conditions are somewhat favorable once it gets into the Gulf. Water temperatures are still fairly warm there. So the European model is one to watch. We'll watch it again tomorrow. I'll have a better idea as to what it is thinking, but for the time being, the system down to our south continues to progress off toward the west and northwest. We'll see that abundance of moisture returning, especially on Thursday, with a much better chance for those showers and storms to be a little bit more intense. And then here comes our system out of the Caribbean by Friday and then entering into the Gulf by Saturday. Here's the temperatures, though. Fall-like readings. In fact, winter falling over the northern Rockies, getting some snowfall there, some of it heavy at times. 55 in Minneapolis, 72 in Chicago, 71 now in Cleveland, and 77 in Dallas. For boaters tomorrow, not the best news, and it won't be very good either right through Thursday and possibly even into the weekend. Small craft advisory in effect. Seas running 2 to 4 feet. A moderate chop becomes choppy throughout the day as the winds and seas will pick up, and the water temperature now at 83 degrees. UV index will be an 8, and it looks like beaches will see a high right around 86 degrees. Tides upcoming. Sarasota Bay, the next low tide will be at 6:43, and sunrise at 7:23. Isolated showers are still possible, very small and fast movers, especially inland, still possible, 74 for a low. And then tomorrow, 20% chance for showers in the afternoon, a little bit better if you live inland, 88. And then the rain comes a little bit more intense on Thursday, with that rain chance bumping up to 50%, higher amounts on Friday, Saturday, and we'll be watching the tropics very closely over the weekend. Jacqueline?
All right, thank you, Bob. New surveillance video has surfaced of the Chelsea bombing attack that happened in July of 2016, injuring 30 people. Suspect Ahmad Rahimi has pled not guilty. ABC's Aaron Kotarski has the latest.
This is the moment a pressure cooker bomb exploded in New York City, burning the faces of stunned pedestrians who turned to run. A Saturday night instantly chaotic. The shrapnel spewed all over the block, into buildings, cars, and nearly 36 people. Police believe the bomb would have killed had it not been left near this dumpster that absorbed much of the blast.
I think it was just miraculous that no one was killed.
Surveillance video played at the trial of the alleged bomber shows Ahmed Rahimi wearing a backpack and dragging 2 suitcases that each contained a bomb. He left one on West 23rd Street, then walked 4 blocks north to drop the second device. That one never went off. Police believe these 2 men who admired the bag inadvertently disabled it. Rahimi, who was captured 2 days later after a shootout with police in New Jersey, faces 8 counts stemming from the worst terror attack in New York since 9/11.
He was like anyone else moving through the transit hub and then through the streets of New York.
Rahimi's trial began on Monday, and the dramatic images of the bombing and its aftermath were just the start. The jury today saw Rahimi's blood-stained journal, which predicted the sounds of bombs will be heard in the streets. Aaron Kotarski, ABC News, New York.
At least $100 million per year will be set aside for Florida Forever, the state's most prominent land preservation fund, under a new measure recently filed in the legislature. The proposal would annually designate a portion of the state's land acquisition trust fund for the Florida Forever program. In the past, the fund received almost $300 million a year, but for a decade it has fallen out over favor among lawmakers. The bill has drawn praise from environmentalists across the state.
Oftentimes, when it comes to environmental issues, things have to reach a crisis level before there's forward thinking on it. But we're kind of at that crisis level on multiple fronts. So now's the time for more action by our state legislators.
Florida Forever has weakened since the recession, as some key legislators have questioned the need for Florida to buy more land while struggling to manage the land it already owns. Well, sports is next, but first, here's Jimmy Kimmel.
Here is definitive proof we made a show tonight.
How'd you all meet?
Well, I was riding a bicycle, I had boxing gloves, and Cleo thought there was something wrong with me.
Why were you wearing boxing gloves?
I don't know.
Okay.
I was always worried and scared. Mom was in pain. She wasn't going to get any better, and all the trips to the ER were painful for all of us. Then we called Tidewell Hospice, and everything changed. Now she has care in our home when she needs it, surrounded by family. We know we don't have much time left with Mom, but we decided to make the best out of that time. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-685-6422, 800-685-6422.
You love your couch and want to protect it from spills, food, and scratching, shedding pets. Introducing Couch Coat, the reversible, washable quilted cover that protects your couch. Shield against spills, wow, stop stains, and dirty pet paws and sharp claws. Plus, it's reversible with 2 stylish colors. Guaranteed to fit any couch up to 92 inches or your money back. It even has covers to protect armrests. Machine washable too.
My grandkids destroy everything, but with Couch Coat, my couch is always protected, looking as good as it did the day I bought it.
Get your Couch Coat for just $19.99, and it's reversible in brown and cream, like 2 couch coats for the price of 1. Order right now, and you can double your offer. Get a second Couch Coat. Just pay a separate fee. Order right now.
Call 1-800-943-0710 to get your couch coat. Call now or go to couchcoat.com. So call 1-800-943-0710. That's 1-800-943-0710. Call now.
Now, sports.
Tropicana Field has been a little bare recently. Once again, the Tampa Bay Rays are ranked last among Major League Baseball teams when it comes to attendance. This is the 6th year in a row that the team has come in at the bottom of the list. Around 1.2 million people attended Rays games this year. That's about 30,000 fewer people than last year. The rankings could affect the Rays' quest for a new baseball stadium. Some baseball executives say the team would benefit from moving its home at Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg to a location in Tampa. Well, Derek Jeter says he will help develop a winning culture with the Miami Marlins that will emphasize hard work, discipline, and no excuses. The former New York Yankees star says the turnaround won't happen overnight, but he also says the new ownership group believes in the market and the fan base. He and the new controlling owner, Bruce Sherman, spoke publicly for the first time today about their group's $1.2 billion purchase of the Marlins.
I'll be honest with you, I have my mindset on this for years, and I've been looking at Miami for years. I first had a conversation with Jeffrey years ago, and he had mentioned that this may be an organization that comes up for sale. So I set my sights on it, and this is what we targeted, and this is what we wanted.
Jeter will lead baseball and business operations for a team that hasn't been to the playoffs since 2003. He says Miami has always made him feel welcome, and it's time to return the favor. Well, a group of military veterans near Baltimore are making it known that they're not happy with NFL players taking a knee and protesting during the national anthem. Members of American Legion Post 17 in Edgewood gathered on Sunday to burn Baltimore Ravens jerseys and other memorabilia in a fire pit. Several Ravens players took a knee during the national anthem during the team's game in Britain last week.
The national anthem was written right here in Baltimore, Maryland. And for these gentlemen to totally disrespect it the way they did, I think is atrocious.
Freedom of speech, great. That's not freedom of speech.
The Ravens took a different approach of protesting on Sunday before their game in Baltimore. Players took a knee before the anthem was played and then stood for the song. Well, tonight's American League wild card matchup featuring the Minnesota Twins and the New York Yankees in the Bronx. The winner advances to a best-of-5 American League Division Series against the Cleveland Indians, the Central Division winners. Currently, the Yankees are winning 7-4 in the bottom of the 7th. Sports, we'll have tonight's winning lotto numbers when we come back.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our autumn upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Let me introduce you to the ultimate Florida window. Do you feel safer with this or this? You'll be proud too.
Buy more, save more. Volume discounts on 4 or more windows.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our autumn upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
The Florida Lottery winning numbers are sponsored by Frontier Fios.
Well, how is it looking for our morning tomorrow when we wake
pretty
up?
Good, yeah, with some breeze around. Big story going on this weekend is the Chili Cook-Off Morton's. That's the 18th annual taking place right there near the hospital. It's actually near Morton's on Osprey Avenue. And it goes from 2 until 5. It helps the benevolent fund of the firefighters there. 15 firehouses will be cooking chili. It's free to get in, but $10 if you want to taste the different chili there, so it should be good.
I know, I'm looking forward to it. You and I were talking about it earlier.
Let's hope the weather cooperates.
Hopefully. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning.